Hello, everyone, and welcome to Battle of the Beasts Reptile Rampage, episode number 23. I'm Adam, and today we got two more beasts fighting out for one of the last two spots in round 3. Now, with these two beasts that are going against each other, this is a battle which I thought looked obvious on paper, but then when I looked more into it, I was thinking this is going to be a really good battle. And I'm really surprised to say that, because one of these beasts I do not like at all. So with that, let's introduce these beasts. Representing Series 4, the Amulet of Avantia. A beast which I actually expected to die in round 1. But then his opponent was one which was... yeah, one where it was obvious that this beast was going to beat him. And then it's just a case of, okay, guess he'll die in round 2. But now I don't even know if he will, because this could be a good battle, actually. So that, I'm of course talking about Blaze the Ice Dragon versus his opponent, a representative of Series 26, the Four Masters. This beast has one of the most not a consistent reputation, but a really good reputation among his previous tournaments he participated in, especially in the new generation tournament, where he made it into the top 7 before he died. As for the All Generation tournament, he made it relatively far before, I believe, Furno finished him off. And he's out to make it into the quarterfinals again. Yes, I'm talking about Mallix, the Silent Stalker. So Blaze versus Mallix, on paper, is obvious who people would think would win. But then you have a better look at it and think, actually, I don't know. So, yeah, this is arguably one of the more interesting fights this round, and that's why I saved it for this late. Anyway, with that being said, let's get to the stats and learn more about, well, one of these beasts, and go through the abilities of both of them. Blaze the Ice Dragon. Many hundreds of years ago, the whole of Avantia was covered in a sheet of ice. The Great Thaw restored life to the land, but for some parts of the realm, Blaze the Ice Dragon has unleashed a second ice age. Most dragons breathe fire, but from Blaze's jaws blasts a deadly stream of icy wind. The beast freezes everything in his path. Water, animals, and plants. Nothing can escape. Age 313, power 210, magic level 187, fright factor 90, size 320. Powers and abilities: spectral form, natural weaponry, ice breath, constriction, and flight. Weaknesses: low temperature requirement, shadow weakness. When in his spectral form, he can still be harmed by shadows, and possession. Blaze is susceptible to being possessed by magic users. Should also point out that the low temperature requirement is only so Blaze can go into his spectral form. In hot temperatures, he can't go into his spectral form and he needs to stay in his physical form. Other than that, though, that's the only weakness he has regarding requiring low temperatures. Mallix the Silent Stalker. Mallix does not have a bio in the Holy Bible, so we're just going to do the powers and abilities for him. Venom Breath and Wood Encasing. Head regrowth, natural weaponry, constriction, enhanced strength, enhanced maneuverability, enhanced durability, and venom resistance. With the head regrowth, when Mallix loses one head, 4 more heads will sprout from where the head used to be. Weaknesses: venom resistance limit, so there is a limit to how much venom of his own Mallix resists. And reversion. If Mallix is put to sleep, he reverts back to his good form. But there's no such thing as a good form in Battle of the Beasts. We like chaos. Okay, so with the stats department done for Blaze and Mallix, we are going to go with the Rocky Terrain Arena. And with that, let's get into this. As both the chamber doors open, Blaze immediately comes out through the sky exit, curls up, and roars into the arena. And he shoots out an icy breath across the entire field, turning the rocky terrain into a thin sheet of ice. As he comes down into the arena, he stares to the other side and sees a pair of yellow eyes make their way out and see a singular snake with one head staring right back at him. Unfazed by the sudden change in temperature, Mallix stares and hisses aggressively towards Blaze. Blaze stares at him, unnerving. Mallix goes to what's the word? Mallix goes to lunge and attack towards Blaze, but caught off guard by the ice, he loses his grip on the ground quite easily and misjudges his accuracy as he lunges towards Blaze and misses completely. Blaze realizes that he needs a colder temperature, so he spits out icy breath towards the walls of the arena, encasing that in ice as well. Mallix stares at the arena being changed around him as he realizes that Blaze is using the environment to suit him. He shoots his wood encasing venom towards Blaze. Blaze gets hit by it and immediately gets fully encased in venom, in wood rather. Blaze feels stiffness around him, realizes he's in wood, but just kind of laughs it off, realizing that wood is wood. He can get through this, but he doesn't even need to break it. With how cold the temperature is and the infinite cold coming from his mouth as it was open when he got encased in wood, he's able to go cold enough to where he goes into his spectral form, and without Mallix's knowledge, he's escaped his wooden prison. Mallix goes to investigate the wooden statue of Blaze, staring right at it, realizing he's just trapped this beast almost effortlessly. However, unbeknownst to him, not noticing the shadow of Blaze just flying around, Blaze is right behind Mallix. Before Blaze comes into his physical form again, he lunges and bites onto Mallix's neck, using the force of his fangs to cut right through the neck. Mallix's head drops to the floor and his body just slumps down. Blaze in his physical form, roars into the arena, realizing he's just won very easily. But as he turns around to see Mallix's body starting writhing around and four heads sprout out, Mallix now shows that shocked expression that he would have shown, realizing that Blaze is not going to be an easy one to take down. Blaze realizes that Mallix is a Hydra, and realizing that he needs to be careful how many heads he cuts off now, he needs to think about how he's going to take care of this. He then decides that his best bet will be to take out each head one by one without decapitating it. So, as Mallix and Blaze stare each other down, 3 of the 4 Mallix heads instantly shoot wood encasing venom towards Blaze. Blaze immediately takes up to the sky as the venom starts following him from all 4 heads now. Blaze immediately goes into his ghost spectral form as the venom shoots right through where he was. He then goes up towards Mallix and, staying at a safe distance whilst Mallix is still looking around in the sky trying to find Blaze, one of the heads looks down and sees Blaze's shadow coming up to Mallix's shadow, and using a claw slashes right at one of the Mallix heads, one of the Mallix's necks, with shadow on shadow. That one of the Mallix heads immediately, hold on, bear with me. Sorry about that. So with the shadow of Blaze slashing at one of the Mallix's neck shadows, the physical Mallix head that got had the shadow slashed by it, instantly starts bleeding and screeching in pain about this, and immediately all the other heads realize what's happened. The Mallix head that saw that tells them that they need to attack Blaze's shadow. They all lunge their heads forward to bite down onto Blaze's shadow, and immediately Blaze recoils back and shoots an icy breath, which casts a shadow over the Mallix heads, but doesn't freeze them. Instead, instantly, the Mallixes feel like themselves have slowed down from the icy elements that's just encased their shadow. As they realize that they don't get hurt by that, they are also realizing that they're now feeling very sluggish. Blaze also noticed that as well, and immediately reverts back to his physical form and dives bomb directly towards Mallix. As the heads turn around to see that, Blaze shoots an icy breath on them, this time encasing them in a block of ice. Mallix is still able to move, but they're going really slow, trying to break free, but not using as much power as they normally would. Blaze, getting some mild enjoyment out of this, decides that he's going to mess with them a bit. He picks up a rock that's been encased in his icy in his icy field in that he made at the start of the battle, and slams it right into the icy sculpture Mallix. The icy sculpture shatters, breaking Mallix free, still acting very sluggish, whilst the rock that Blaze was holding has shattered. Blaze then grabs onto Mallix's tail, hoists Mallix into the sky, swinging the whole of Mallix around with their heads going out of control. All the Mallix heads decide to shoot venom, trying to trap Blaze in a casing of wood, trying to break free, but it doesn't seem to be working. One Mallix head even tries to fold his head forward to bite down onto Blaze's claw, but Blaze is just barely out of reach for Mallix. Eventually, Blaze throws Mallix down to the ground, slamming him into the icy field, shattering the icy field. Blaze shoots an ice breath directly on Mallix, this time not to encase him in an icy prison, but just to freeze his insides. Mallix tries to get away, but with the drastic change in temperature, he's going a lot slower than what he's used to, and Blaze is easily able to keep up. As he comes down to a point-blank range, he continues to spray that icy breath over Mallix until Mallix comes to a complete stop. When Blaze finally stops, he sees that Mallix is almost frozen solid, and all of the eyes on Mallix's heads are shut, almost trying to gain some body heat back. Blaze felt a twinge of sympathy, but then he realised, no sympathy for these ones. He finds another rock, lifts it up and slams it onto Mallix's body, shattering not only the rock, but the body this time, how cold the body has been made. The heads of Mallix immediately realise the screech from the immense pain that they immediately felt. And one by one, Blaze picks up each head, bites down onto them, and swallows the neck and the head. He does the same, does that, does the same, does that. Eventually, there's one head left. Blaze stares at this head that's now attached to a broken body and just a long, slimy neck as that Mallix head is trying to get away. But Blaze doesn't let it. He breathes his ice on the Mallix head to make it less active before he goes up to a wall of the arena, lifts up his claw and smashes the head against the wall of the arena, shattering that Mallix head entirely. All that's left of Mallix is just shards of his body lit all over the place, and his tail, which is twitching ever so slightly. Blaze, not wanting to take any risks, lifts up the tail, throws it over the wall of the arena, where he watches it go over the wall, and with a loud thud, hears the shattering of that tail as it lands on the rocky terrain outside the arena. Blaze makes his way back to his chamber, satisfied with his victory, laughing maniacally whilst he relives the moments where Mallix realised he was too cold to handle. So with that, Blaze has won, Mallix has lost. If you think Mallix should have won, please comment below what you think about how my worst final, and Blaze, of all beasts, are making it into the quarterfinals. Right, so let me just say, I am really surprised Blaze has made it through. But then, when it comes down to it, ultimately Blaze can fly. That's the advantage when it comes to the height advantage. Blaze is also, height-wise, they probably match each other because they're both serpentine. But then you also got the wood encasing, which can't really stop a ghostly dragon. Especially with the cold temp from the arena which Blaze set, and also the cold temp emanating from Blaze. So the wood encasing venom was not going to stop Blaze. Then there was the realization that Mallix can attack Blaze's shadow with their shadow, but by the time they realized that, it was already too late because Blaze already knew that, but then saw that Mallix was about to attack them. He recoiled back for safety and then lunged forward in his physical form to finish them off. And then when it came to them being sluggish, with snakes being cold-blooded animals, they do better in hot environments. And when it's a colder environment, they don't necessarily die, but they become really slow, almost dormant to an extent, like bacteria when it comes to food safety and hygiene. I had a training module on that, which I'm comparing it to bacteria. But basically, with a low enough temp, they become dormant. And with that, they become slower, sluggish, and less active. And that's something that Blaze exploited to win this battle. So that the surprise beast has made it into the quarterfinals. Will he make it into the finals? Will he make it to the semi-finals? I do not know. But right now, I'm quite frankly impressed that Blaze has made it this far. And with that, that's all for this time. Join me in the next video where we'll have the last 2 beasts of round 2 to fight out for that last spot in round 3. Question is, who will be joining the other 7 beasts? Well, only time will tell. But until then, that's all for this time. If you like what you saw, leave a like, leave a comment, don't forget to subscribe, press the notification bell down in the corner below, and I'll see you next time.